Hey folks, John Boyum here, the Let's Talk Beef podcast. As you can see, I'm a couple days behind getting the podcast out. Just been crazy busy here, getting some things done. Some things have come up, so I'm just going to do a really quick intro. The podcast this week is with Gary and Val Jacobson of Hitterdale, Minnesota. Sat down with them, got to see their Red Angus operation up in northern Minnesota. Very cool place, very neat and interesting operation they got there. Unfortunately for Gary and Val, they had to make a tough decision during the time that I was actually there to record the podcast, and they decided to disperse their herd. So they had their herd dispersal here this last October. I've talked to Gary since then. It went really well. It was a very hard, emotional day, but it was just one of those unfortunate scenarios that they had to make that decision. But I think you'll really enjoy this podcast with Gary and Val. They're very down to earth, very nice, very welcoming people. We had a lot of fun meeting them and seeing their operation and seeing their just amazing, beautiful Red Angus cows. So they're not out of the business completely. They'll still be in there doing things and getting back into it slowly, but they're just going to take a little break for right now. But do enjoy the podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye. So has the dream always been to be a cowboy?
Yep.
Is that where it started? And how did that start?
Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers?
Yeah, I don't know how it started. Just born with it. Wanting to have cows. Wanted to, be in a cattle. Cattle has always been the sweet spot, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, did you grow up with cows?
Yeah, Dad always had a few cows around, and but always had the passion to, had a knack with them, wanted to do more with them, and so.
Was your dad was he as big into the cattle as you? Was he passionate about it like you were?
No.
He just had cows because
everybody had cows, and and then he worked out in the winter and the summer, and for many years, and then he started farming, I guess, probably when I was full-time, maybe when I was 8, probably. But I always made sure we had cattle around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were the driving force behind that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's your first recollection of the cattle when you were younger? What did you start just being around them doing chores, or how did that?
No, our job was me and my sister to clean the side shed out with forks through the window in a little old Minnesota manure spreader, and then we had a few cows, and every time they were ready to calf, I was just had it figured out when they were gonna calf, and then went to the stockyards a lot. Christmas break, the truckers would pick me up and take me there, and so.
So how far was the truck stop, or how did you get there?
Well, in a little cafe in town, there's the local trucker. Every area had truckers with a 16-foot box in their trucks, and cattle trucks. And his brothers owned the cafe, so I'd have to be there at 6 in the morning, and we'd have breakfast, and then we'd take off for the day, making stops around the country, and take them to Fargo, and then got to sit there for a while, and so that kind of was really the bug that got going.
Yeah. So how old were you when you started doing that?
Oh man, probably 7, 8.
Really? Your parents just let you go?
Oh yeah.
No big deal.
No big deal. No.
So you started sitting in the cattle auctions at 7, 8 years old.
Well, probably a little bit, but it was probably more, 12 or 13 before I really started going up there a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Were you just sit there all day? Did you sit there in an auction barn all day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Val's shaking her head. Yes, sir.
Went there a few times with them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was that your first date?
Not the first date, but one of the first times I think I helped him haul cows up to...
Haul cattle.
Haul cattle up to West Fargo in an old truck.
Yeah, the old truck, like I said, probably that day we bought all them calves.
Yeah, you have to tell that story.
Yeah, we always would go to the stockyards and get out of school, go up there, and we'd probably back around 300 head. But we'd buy the odd stuff,
Mhm.
horns, nuts, anything you could upgrade on, and one day, and I wanted to take my time to make it last from September to November. And the one day the truck had come in late with 110 of the best calves I'd ever seen, little black ball, these redneck calves on them, and the order buyers had gone to the bars by that time, and so we got 110 calves bought. And so that was quite a shock to my dad, to say
Yeah.
the least. But they were bought under the money, and
You remember what you paid for them?
oh, probably 61 2 cents at that time, and they were weighing 450, 460.
Yeah.
That's, I don't even know what year that would have been, but
So what'd your dad say when you told him?
yeah, that's what the hell I was doing.
Probably the early 70s.
Early 70s. Well, no, it'd been later than that.
Well, you graduated in 74.
Right, but I don't think
Wasn't before that? It was after that?
it was after we married. Yeah. Probably around 76, to the fall of 76, 7
Yeah.
or something. You know, so.
You're just out of high school
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah.
So how did you get them all home? Did you?
Oh, we got some other local truckers there. We hauled, you know, and then we'd go back and forth a lot with our haul. And then there's a couple truckers. They had big trucks. They had 18-foot boxes. So I suppose we probably got 20. They got 20 on,
Yep.
and I went back and forth. Many trips.
So did you make money on those then?
Oh, sure we did.
Yeah, sure you did.
But I never forgot him, and I got to know the guy that owned them because we went out the following year, me and the order buyer, Brian Gator, and we got to go through his collar, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So did you buy a calves from him again, or tried to?
No, whenever the order buyer, he got so much heck from his buyers that
Yeah.
John Hunch was out of Iowa. He wanted them calves, and I never got them again. He made sure he got them Delbert Steel cattle.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that guy probably remembered your name that you got him that one time and
Yeah,
never let it go.
yeah.
So so after high school, so you told me earlier that you chose buying cattle over playing sports.
Yeah, just football.
Just football?
Yeah,
You wanted to buy cattle over
Right.
playing football.
yeah.
That's pretty passionate right there.
Yeah.
Or is it obsessive? Obsessive.
I'd go with obsession. Probably.
Yeah.
So then you just started. So after that, so then you were just back buying calves every fall and backgrounding them. That was your kind of
Yeah.
deal for a while. How long did you do that?
No, probably fed cattle till the middle 80s, 90s.
Well, we come here in 86. We bought some cows from John Anderson. Was that 86 right away? Or?
No, that was in the fall. Me and the neighbor went out and bought some broken malt cows because the yearlings were. You could buy broken malt cows cheaper than you can buy yearlings in the late 80s.
Yeah, Kirby was pretty little, I think, when we got them first cows. He was born in 85.
Yeah. So, but we'd always, you know, and then we still did some steers after that, you know, with these few cows around.
And you were here already.
Yep.
86 we came here.
So you're on your home farm.
Correct.
When did you guys come here?
Oh, my grandpa lived here.
Yeah.
Passed
When did-
away, and then we grew up here, moved right in. My mom and dad did after my
Okay.
grandpa passed.
Yeah.
So all of us kids were born and raised here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, so then when did you guys move here and take this over?
1986.
1986.
76 we got married and lived in one of his dad's places for 10 years. My folks were headed south to Arizona. Sold it out to us.
You got out of the winter.
Yep.
So you just started doing the buying cows,
Okay.
buying calves, feeding them out through the winter and
Background them, yeah.
backgrounding them
Yeah.
and selling them in the spring again.
Yeah, and then we'd buy some grass calves back, and you know, we had some deals there where we'd.
So were you renting pasture and stuff around here then?
Yeah, we
Doing just a little bit?
got some around here, and then we would rent some cattle or pasture with Brian Gator out by Medina, North Dakota. And one summer we had some cattle at Mike Heinz's out of Daisy along the river there.
James River, right?
Yeah. So we always had to have something around.
Yeah.
Do something.
It seems like you do a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because nothing's home here, you know.
It's all
so,
farmland
yeah.
around here. So,
Yeah.
And that don't make it profitable.
Yeah,
You know,
it's tough.
but it's something we did, and that's, you know, it works till it don't.
Yeah. So you're telling me that you started a big old, what do you want to call it?
Rocky Mountain oyster.
A
feed.
Rocky Mountain oyster feed. Tell me about that.
Well, back in the 70s and 80s, everybody in the 15-mile radius of here, there was probably 1,600 calves fed in the wintertime. Everybody backgrounded calves in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the way from 125 to 350 head, you know, just a lot of the neighbors. And so I did a lot of processing for them in the wintertime, learned to cut from a guy that used to do it when I was young. And so and everybody bought, in them days, you know, the calves weren't vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
You bought horns, you bought nuts, you just bought them as whatever it took.
Yeah.
So then I kind of got to be known for the guy to go around and do a lot of cutting for him, and then of course we had to clean the nuts and have a little feed after every deal and drink some beer.
it started small, like at our place, and
Yeah, it started everybody's place you go to. You'd probably
help them and then
yeah,
cook a few.
Mm-hmm.
and then it got bigger, and so a few of us rented a community kitchen and had it, and we drummed up the idea that we should start a feed. And how many years we have it? 4.
Yeah, at least.
So
It's in the early 90s.
Yeah, it got to be big where, you know, there was people coming to it that we didn't know.
Yeah.
When we started, everybody kind of come and...
But then you advertised in Camp Joe, which goes way out in North Dakota and around, so strangers were coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of
All
fun.
ages, from young people to...
So you're in Hitterdall at the
Yep.
bar there, or no?
At community
Community
center.
So
center.
they'd start at the bar though.
Well, the people would
The
come
people-
early.
the people would,
yeah,
yeah.
and then the bar would be packed all day long, you know, and
Yep.
you know, people would get to town by dinner time, it seemed like, and then the one year we had it was the championship auctioneer contest in West Fargo.
Oh, really?
So we run up there, us the cooks run to the sale barn and watched some of that for a while, and then got back in time to.
Yeah.
So we ran up there for a couple hours and watched that world's auctioneer contest. And,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So you think you're going through like 1,000
Oh,
testicles?
there would be a lot of them. You know, and a lot of them, you know, were a lot of 500-pound calves we were cutting. And
Yeah. So I mean, they're not super big.
no. And then when we started running out, we'd go to Federal Beef. I guess we did, and we'd bought some, but they were the big ones.
But,
And
yeah, they were the big boys.
we lost. They weren't as good, and
Yeah.
you know. And but then we had them big roasters. We'd do turkey gizzards.
Yeah, it was kind of what anybody wanted to
Yeah.
contribute. It was all,
Yeah.
volunteer help and volunteer
Yeah.
ideas.
So how did you prepare them?
No, I put them in a roaster, and the oysters we'd
Yeah.
Deep fry.
beer batter and
Do you batter them?
crackers and
Slice
roll
them up and put a batter in and deep fry.
Yeah. I don't even know if I think I've had some.
No, they're
I
good.
can't even. I don't even know for sure.
Yeah.
And I've had a beer that uses them in some of their beer. There's a place in Colorado I went to, and it was like Rocky Mountain Oyster Stout. And like
Oh,
they
really?
would put testicles in there and let them sit in there, I guess, or something. So they use it as part of their beer. It was
I've heard of
actually-
that.
It was a good beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So you stopped doing it though because you started calving.
Yeah, but calving started coming a little earlier,
When
and
the kids were young, I was home with the cows. And the kids, and he was in there, and it got little...
So what years did you do that?
it had been in the late 80s,
Early
90s. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kirby was born in 85, and he wasn't very old, so it had to have been... I wonder if 93 wasn't...
Probably the last
Last
one.
one.
Yeah.
Was in '93 like a really bad winter?
Yeah, it was.
Is it?
I think,
It was,
I
yeah.
remember people talking about. I mean, '91 was the blizzard for Halloween.
Started early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a few of them.
So you just continued then buying cows and calving them out and
Yeah.
for a while there?
Yeah, we bought all them broken out cows
Yeah.
that year and got everybody's bad bag and cow killing and then we kind of built a little commercial herd from that. Next year we went back out there to that same sale. We bought them out of Napoleon.
Okay.
And a lot of them guys buy them cows in the fall
Yeah.
We were up to the bar afterwards and the guy that had a lot of the cows he bought from the year before, and the Gator boys were in the bar, and the other guy they were talking about the cow sale that day, and they asked, so Brian asked that kid what he thought of the cow sale. Well, it was a little lower this year, he said. I wish that dumb son of a bitch from Minnesota was back here buying them cows. And Brian says, well, he's sitting right here, you can ask him.
Yeah.
And that poor kid, I thought he was going to crawl in the hole. He felt so bad. And, oh, the man, we laughed over that. Yeah, we bought broken malt cows. I think they cost $435, and for another 75 or 100, you could have bought the best cows that walked. But this was going to be a short time deal. We were going to just run them cows in grass, sell the calves, sell the cows. And,
Yeah.
well, first calf born, I think I went to town and they got cigars.
So there it kind of started. So
there it
started
started,
putting a commercial herd together a little bit.
Yep. And then kind of switched over, made them set of cows. Probably tried every breed of bull on them, and then
Yeah.
and finally.
You weren't doing any AI or anything on them, just
No, not right away. We found some. What a guy who played Sanus from Fertile, he had some good Galway bulls.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought some of them, and that started to uniform them up a little more.
yeah.
And then we AI'd some cows. Your uncle sold ABS.
Siemens.
So we tried some Red Angus semen
Yeah.
and got this little calf that I just hated. It was just little and nothing, and
You didn't go take cigars out on that day.
I thought, boy, I'm never going to use Red Angus.
Yeah.
And by that fall, that was I'd never seen a calf come together like that. It was a Hobo 1961, and it
Okay.
was a heifer. And we kept that as a replacement, and she just unbelievable cow,
Mhm.
If I had come out of her mother was a real good cow also, kind of a crossbred cow, and so that kind of got, after seeing how that calf developed, started small and beautiful udder on it, and then that got us thinking on some Red Angus bulls, and then
Yeah.
so we started buying from Bieber Red Angus,
Okay.
or commercial bulls, and then the neighbor Joel wanted to get into registered business, but he wanted me to go buy them for him, so he only wanted 7, but pretty soon I had 10 bought, and
Yeah.
so then I got 3 registered heifers.
Just
So-
couldn't help yourself on those other 3.
Well, I thought they were a pretty good buy on them,
Yeah.
and they turned out to be. That was kind of the start of our registered deal, and then
Where'd you get those at?
they come out of Beaver, the first
Beaver.
3, and then he wasn't real excited about selling them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out to Glacier Red Angus that fall and bought our first 20 head, I think, 19 head maybe, and
Yeah.
then bought a few from another guy in
And that was what year?
89.
89.
No,
No,
99.
99. 'Cause
98, summer 98.
Bo was already in Wapton. He graduated in 97.
Yep.
So it had to be 98.
Yeah, 98, yeah. So
So oh,
just started from, that's how we got started in nobody ever did it in the family before or around, and
mm-hmm.
it got to be a passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you went and bought those bulls for your commercial herd, is that your no ears, no tail story?
No. Yeah.
From Beaver?
Yeah, we bought a none better son, and he was a good calf. And I'd passed on one early, but I found this calf. The ears were pretty short, and the tail was pretty short. And I thought I was going to sneak up on him and get him bought right, and I give as much. I think I gave $2,500 for him, and that was probably the most I'd ever spent in a bull. And
A little nervous about that.
yep, a little nervous about that, but a buddy was with me, and so I went up there on after the sale, and
This is the owner of the bull.
Yep,
The
yep, Beaver.
Beaver.
yeah, yeah. So I just asked him, Ron, I said, I got lot 103. I said, he's a pretty good bull. But I said, he's a little short on the ears. I said, do you think his calves are going to have ears? And he took one step back and looked me up and down, and he's got a loss for words. And I kept a straight face, and my buddy turned around and got the hell out of there. He was too embarrassed. And so that was, but then next year Ron come up to look, went through our cow herd.
Yeah.
And I always give him a hard time. I think he come back just to see if the calves had the ears.
Yeah.
So to this day, me and Ron still talk about that story.
Yeah.
And the calves were good. That really worked on them Galway cows, them Red Bulls, and then that really got us going on the Red Angus, you know.
Did you prefer red over black, or just?
Yeah, I always did
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
I always did.
So when you were buying, you said you tried every bull under the sun on those. Were you buying black Angus, or were you kind of sticking with red stuff?
No, I think there at that time we were sticking more with when we started. I had a buddy that sold Charlet bulls,
Okay.
and then another trucker would rent semi bulls, and
Yeah.
so we kind of had the Continental, and that didn't work because the cows, we had such a salt and pepper herd to begin with, and but when we started with the red on them cows, then we started to get solid colored calves again, and the Red Angus is just second to none for disposition, and you know, you can attest to that.
Yeah, they're very easy to work with. Yeah.
So you bought 10 head from Beaver, and
I kept 3 of them.
kept 3 for yourselves. Then you called Glacier. How long did it take you to call Glacier?
Well, I was pretty intimidated. I think I started. They had Logan and Marias and the Bull Studs in the ABS book at that time, and boy, I think I probably tried calling them 3 times and I'd hang up because I wasn't ready to talk, and then I finally got a hold of them, and yeah, they turned out to be
Good cows or good people? Both.
Both, yeah.
yeah, they were.
Yeah, no, they were good. Yeah, I think we were always more than satisfied with that.
Yeah,
So-
they give you a lot of pointers.
Yeah, very helpful to nice people. Doesn't seem that many years ago, but it's been a while though.
No. Yeah, and then one of the first bulls we bought the Hobo Bend bull from 5L. That was a black red carrier, or he was a red bull out of black, and that kind of intrigued me. And so I called Harold up for his advice on that bull, and this was probably the 4th year we were in it, and they were, 4th, 5th year. So I called him up and asked what he thought. I said, I got a bull picked out at 5L, and that's what Larry was just getting started, and, and he said, you're not talking about that lot 3 bull, are you? Or 4 bull, whatever it was. And I said, yeah, that Hobo Bend. Well, that's the bull we're looking at. He said, would you want a partner? And I thought, man, I didn't think it could get any better.
Yeah.
So we partnered on the bull, and great females, and then lo and behold, when the genetic defects started showing up, Larry tested all his herd bull battery, and the Hobo Bend bull was an OS carrier that come back 8 generations through the back door.
Wow.
So there was the first experience that, you know, just another bump in the road there. And we tested the daughters, and a lot of them were carriers, but boy, and the ones that weren't, we kept, and but made some good cows. And
Yep.
so that was just when things are supposed to work, they don't always work.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of testing, what years did we do that? Had to do all the TB testing.
Oh, yeah, then.
Oh, we went into a.
Yeah, then when we had TB hit Minnesota there,
Oh, I
and
suppose
so they
you're-
shut the whole state down here, and we were just kind of getting going in selling bulls,
Yeah.
and North Dakota completely shut us off. They wouldn't buy a bull out of here
Really?
after that, and
But we had to
Whoa.
run everything through and.
be tested, and
Tested.
then there was always a certain percentage that you're supposed to find, and well, they wouldn't find anything, and but by the end of the day, they had their allotted cattle that we had to retest, and so
Because what years was that?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember either, but it sure was a lot of extra work.
That would have been in the late
Fine.
2000s, maybe, or no, early 2000s too.
Early
probably.
2000s.
It would have been, yeah, 2006, 7, maybe. I don't know.
I remember it, but I mean,
Yeah, I suppose it's been that long. No.
So that was an expense that we never got back. I mean,
Expense and time and
yeah.
you know, and then not only that, we were
It
just
hurt the
getting started
sales.
selling bulls, private treaty, you know, selling some bulls into North Dakota, and when that come, they refused to buy bulls from Minnesota,
Yeah.
and it took, well, it's probably just the last 5-6 years is when we got back into
Yeah.
this, you know, that they realized.
Hmm.
So that was a bigger bump in the road.
Yeah. I forgot about that one. I didn't even
well, when you
know.
started
that-
bringing
yeah.
up bumps and testing,
Yeah.
I remember that so plain because it was just him and I doing all the work
Yeah.
at that time, and we didn't have any hired help.
No.
Is that a blood test or?
Well, they'd inject the shot under the tail head,
Okay.
and then they'd come back in 3 days, then, you know, see what the lump looked
If
like.
it
where that
if it like a
little-
bump or a response
Yeah.
to the.
So then on the false positives, then they give a shot in the neck, and then they come back 3 days again, so you had to sort these cattle out again, and
Mm-hmm.
so maybe that's why we went to time breeding, where we run them to shoot 4 times. Yeah, that was an expense that, you know, there was another expense that shouldn't
Yeah.
have been there, you know.
Yep. So you bought those. So now so you originally had like 23, 24 registered ahead,
Yep.
and you were just here at the not local, but your pastures just kind of here and there.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So now you've got a big ranch about 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
No, when the Oxley Hereford Ranch was going to disperse in 2003, we had guys. Well, the one son, Don, up there, he was the herdsman up there at the Oxley Ranch. We did a lot of team penning together, and you know, and got to know him. So when they were getting ready for the dispersion, I went up there probably a week, 10 days before a sale, and helped them get the cattle ready and sort and do stuff like that. And
Yep.
happened to ask him what they're going to do at the ranch, and he said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "I suppose we're going to rent some grass out." Well, I said, "I'll take some."
Yep.
So I found out later I was the first person on the list, and the second person on the list. We still rent the land 15 years later, the pastures, the two of us, and by day 3 they had filled up 4 pages front and back of a notebook, people that wanted to rent the grass, and
Wow.
so we were pretty fortunate to get in there.
Yeah. So how big is this ranch? I mean, this is.
No,
I
it's-
spent 3 days there, and it's impressive.
Yeah, it's 3,200 acres, you know, it's about 1,200 cropland, rest is grass.
Mm-hmm. So how much grass do you have roughly?
No, I just like to say maybe 2/3 of the pasture land we got,
Yeah.
you know.
And what do we figure? There was 17, 19 different.
17 different pastures that we can rotate into, and we usually run 5 sire groups,
Mm-hmm.
so we can keep them separate, you know, from May 25th when they go to grass till we ultrasound the end of July. And then we sex the calves, and then they all go back together then in 3 groups, because, you know, we always have the late breds and the opens that we sell, and so they got a group to go into, and then we'll sex the calves.
Yeah.
So.
Did you spend much time up there? Did you see that operation before, you know, when it was?
No, not really.
No.
Not really. Always heard about it, but
Yeah.
never went up there, because, you know.
He didn't like Herefords.
Well, they weren't my favorite cow, but after seeing that cow herd up there, when I'd never seen
Because they were horned Herefords?
They were horned Herefords, and
Yep.
and I'd never seen a set of cattle that impressive.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I told them guys that I said I got to eat a little crow here, because
Yeah.
these cattle are really something, and they were, you know, they really were.
Uh-huh.
So. Yeah. So.
You live?
Yeah, we're live.
But yeah, we were just friends with Don, you know, so we didn't go
So
up
how'd
to
you
the
get to
ranch.
meet him? How'd you?
He
how'd
team
you
penned
know?
with us.
Oh, that's
and
right. you
yeah,
team
I think
penned.
we met him. I don't know if it was through there, but
Through team penning.
through
Yeah,
team
that's
penning,
pretty
I
much
think,
how we
yeah.
got
Yeah.
to know
we
each
rode
other.
on the same teams and stuff. But we
Yeah.
never had time to actually go up to the ranch, I think.
Yeah. So never, yeah, just when they got.
Leave it to me.
You're gonna leave it to Beaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I kick you offline?
No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. So we got that. That's how we got in there.
Okay.
No. No. No.
So you got that when? When did they get out?
2004.
2004.
Yeah,
2004. We've been up there.
it's first year, yeah.
So that was when you decided to really go for your obsession and started buying more? Or?
Yeah, then we started buying more heifers, and you know, that's when it started, in about that time.
He was always the favorite at the state sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many cows did you have before you got that place, and what did you build to?
Oh, we probably had. We were taking a lot of our commercial cows up there at that time. So at that time we probably had 60, 70 registered cows.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of slowly switched it around. So we were able to run 165 cows up there and 100 heifers. And
Yeah.
then between me and Cody, and we probably got it up to 230 cows. 240 is their max.
Yeah.
And then out of them, there's probably 230 registered cows.
Okay.
Yeah,
So when did you start selling cattle? When did you get into the?
no, we were private treating bulls all along.
Yep.
Bred heifers for quite a while.
We'd buy a lot of commercial bred heifers, Red Angus heifer calves, breed them and resell them,
Yep.
and that worked real well. You know, when people got you could see it increasing every year, the demand for Red Angus females.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good breed to pick, you know,
Yeah.
to go with. But I still think it's probably the best breed
Yeah.
for the overall, everything it can do,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that helped us, commercial cattle, you know, buying the heifers and selling and
Yep.
backgrounding them, and then we just kept adding to the registered herd.
What year was your first wholesale production?
Yeah. When was your first sale?
First bull sale, we went to Fargo in 2013. 2013,
How many lots did you have for that sale?
no, probably 70,
Yeah.
60, 65, 70. Got there the first year, and a blizzard hit. The cattle were up there the day before. I think we were in the 40s.
Most beautiful.
Beautiful. And here come the blizzard come that morning. They closed the interstate 25 miles south of Fargo, west of Fargo, north of Fargo. And freezing rain to the east. So I that was a stressful morning. We decided to have the sale because the auctioneers were there, the ringmen were there, the cattle were there,
Yep.
and there's the people from the east made it, but that's where DV auction paid for itself.
Yep.
We had a real good sale, and the next year we had the other sale. Then the cattle market got better, and that was a really good sale. So then we really,
That was the peak of the market.
yep, that was the peak. Then we started investing in better bulls and partnerships, and you know, focused on the cow herd, and so, and the set of cows we got was built off of, you know, they got to be cows. They're not paper-driven cows at all, you know. So
So what is your what are you looking at first in the cows then? If you're not paper driven, which is what's your eye appeal that catches you first?
for a cow, a lot of capacity.
Yeah.
You know, moderate cow, thick, but it's got to be, and good udders is, you know, you won't find a bad udder in this place, and if there's throwback that comes along, she gets an embryo put in her. I mean, it's just something. That's something I learned from when we bought all them broken mount cows on that deal. How much extra time it took to fight with bad bags, and just made more work that you didn't need to do.
Yeah.
So that was one of the best lessons I took out of them broken mount cows, was the udder quality of them cattle,
And disposition, you know.
Yeah,
We had a few of those that come in
Oh, I'm sure.
that weren't real happy to be around when you're, especially during calving, you know.
yeah.
And then now with the
I'm sure
Red
you didn't have
Angus.
the facilities that you have now either. So.
No.
We were out in the wide open, and
Yeah.
a couple tried to crawl in the pickup with him, and he was tagging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Baxter Black story is real, because we had that cow just about trying to get in there, so I think it took 2 weeks to get that calf tagged. We'd eat, and then
It'd
we'd
take two of
try to-
us, because I'd have to try to distract her.
And she never gave up.
No.
But boy, she'd raise a hell of a calf.
So you were a dress director on horse, or
We used to do a lot of calving on horseback when we calved in April.
Yeah,
Jackie, the mare I just lost, now I'd take her out. And if a cow was in labor, I'd bring her in. And in snow and ice. And
yeah, we'd leave the
we
horse
had-
saddle up at night, and then at that time I'd probably check every 3 hours or 4 hours maybe even.
yeah.
But you'd always make a check on horseback with the flashlight and kind of out in the open and living the dream. See, that's what I was doing.
Yeah. That is a good dream. So I mean, did you grow up riding horse? I mean, you guys do everything with horse.
I grew up riding horse. My mom had horses, my grandpa had horses, and then when we started dating, I think he finally got his first horse when you were, a senior?
Yeah. One thing, we couldn't get a horse. We never got a horse. Well, I had a chance to get a pony when I was little. Went and rode it. Boy, everything was good. But then it was the 4th of July weekend, so we always went up to my aunt and uncle's and my cousin there, and so I stayed the week.
Yep.
I got to stay the week. And all I could think, and we talked about, boy, when I get home, there's going to be a horse in the yard. And got home, and there was no horse. And Dad said, well, I guess you didn't want the horse that bad if you didn't want to come back home.
Oh wow.
But I got him in the end. We got married, and
Well, my dad wasn't much better. I had a horse. My sister and I and him would go riding, and I'd come home one day, and he'd sold my horse too. So it's like neither one of us were encouraged by our parents to
have horses.
horses.
But then after we got married, we at one time we run 33 brood mares here we had, and we bought all our filly colts from Earl Northrop, West Fargo, and he had the Northrop truck line out in the stockyards, and Dad used to haul for him back in the 60s. But he had a tremendous set of
And they're all
mares.
cow-bred
Yeah.
horses, you know.
Okay.
Doc Bar, Pocoboino bred, and Blackburn bred mares, and so we'd buy his filly colts and built that up out of that, and
Yeah.
we found a Doc Hickory grandson for a stud and a dual pep son, and we'd take them to Phillips, South Dakota, and sell as weanlings, and we took them colts down there 8 years, and were the high consigning group 7 out of them years.
Wow.
They were just fantastic set of colts. And
That Jackie that I just lost at 33, and then the mare I've been riding, are out of them.
yeah.
Bloodlines. Yeah.
They're out on North Plains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Earl had a very impressive set of brood mares back in his time, and did some cutting on them. And,
Helped us get started.
yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. All the guy like him and the horses give you the pointers, and
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
so now we're at that age.
Yep. Yep, we are.
Oh, we got to find some young kids to get started. And
Yeah.
Oh, we got Bella.
You got my granddaughter seems pretty enthusiastic about
She
it.
does.
Yeah.
It's her first time out that's during ultrasounding, and she rounded up cows. Like, she'd been doing it forever. She'd ridden a lot at home here, but
Yeah.
she kept begging to
Get
go
the
with
cows.
us with the cows.
Mhm.
And I never had the third horse. It was just him and I had 2 good horses. So I found that young gelding then last fall, and now she's got my mare.
yeah,
So how long did it take you to learn to ride then? If you didn't start till after you were married? No. Val's already laughing over
hell, I
here.
still can't ride.
Oh,
I got the saddle horn to hang on to.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that bad, but
Yeah.
I never rode bareback, so I don't think I could get across the
I
yard.
tried to
without sliding
teach
off.
him that one time because my mom never let us use a saddle. There'd been an accident in the family years ago with saddles, so we learned to ride bareback
Yeah.
on old ponies and not great horses. So anyways,
Oh, so I had to jump on bareback. I wouldn't get very far across the pasture before.
I wouldn't either anymore. It's for young people.
But yeah, we just kind of, well, we got married, then we got some horses, and so we always started.
With the cattle, we'd always use the horses
Yeah,
Okay.
to check cattle, rotate, treat.
yeah,
I guess all that. You had that pasture out west for a few years, you know.
yeah. And Heartbreak Ridge out
When we were
at,
first married.
we called it Heartbreak Ridge. So we used the horses there, and
We did a lot of riding,
Yeah.
camping out there.
I
and-
don't want to. I kind of want to ask why the name, but I don't want to ask either.
well, it's just that was Dad and his buddy. They'd have the cattle there, and I guess I would have a percentage of half the calves or the yearlings are mine. And yeah, there was a story there, and must have been the fall of '77. We got that big blizzard that come through there, and there was 340 some yearlings, and we still had them out there till November 1. We were supplementing them out there,
Yeah.
waiting for the market to come up, and it started raining. I think there were 7 or 8 of them tandem trucks. All their buddies got together, and that was the years everybody backgrounded calves, so everybody had their tandem trucks, and they'd put the tip tops on and then make an end gate, and so we were hauling the cattle out of there, and it started raining, and we got them to Fargo, and it turned to snow. I think we got 24 inches of snow that night,
Wow.
and the sale was canceled. Didn't get Highway 10 open till Friday. The cattle ran out of hay at the stockyards. Couldn't get them fed. So that was them cattle. They finally got sold on Friday afternoon when they were hauled up there Tuesday. And the blizzard was so bad that the union couldn't get out there. The union workers couldn't get them out there to get them fed. So they were pretty empty when they got sold that
I'm
Friday.
sure.
You know? I don't remember what they brought, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Wasn't good.
So they started calling it Heartbreak Ridge.
That's kind of where the name come from. Then is Heartbreak Ridge. Yeah.
Crazy, man. I'm sure there's lots of guys got stories like that all over them.
Oh, anybody's in the cow business,
Yeah.
they got them stories, because I think you do it. Yeah, I don't know if it's you gotta have the passion to even attempt it. I mean, if you don't like the cattle, you ain't gonna do what you do.
No.
It's gotta be a passion. You know? So
You ever thought about what you would do if you didn't do cattle?
No. Go buy a tiki bar in Key West.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Have you ever been to Key West?
I have been to Key
Yeah.
West.
Yeah, yeah.
We have too. Oh.
So I don't know. Probably, all the boys, they farm a lot of land. Go drive tractor, and we'll always have cows around, and, you know, just not as many.
Yeah.
You know. We got a little deal going with Spanky's restaurant in Vergus where we supply some meat to them. We probably get 2 a month into them, and
We're trying to expand on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe if we could.
get
I guess it's kind of a. I kind of came at a weird time. You're getting ready for your dispersal.
Yeah.
Your female cattle this fall, so I kind of,
Yeah.
it was kind of weird how this fell together like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna offer every female October 17th.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Spent 3 days in them, sorting them in the rain.
Mm.
I told him yesterday, I said, when we drove up to the ranch yesterday, it was sunset. I was like, I've seen the ranch in 3 different dresses. Rain, cloudy, and sunny now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was, but that's a cool place. I had a blast up there. It was so much fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
you can run them as you can run these registered cows as commercial cows up there. They're not pampered, you know. They're just, and it's good grass, and
Yeah.
you know.
They just graze and walk and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So these are as honest a set of cows as you'll find. You know, there's no bells or whistles behind them. They're just functional cows, and they're I call them the cowboy kind of cows. I mean, they'll work for anybody, anywhere.
They would.
You know,
They would. They're very good.
you know. Cattle never supplemented. You know, the heifer calves never supplemented. It's they're bred to do this. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that was your passion. That's what you love to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So when these cows get sold, that's where we can hope we can find some young.
Yeah.
It'd sure be fun to watch these cows go out and do, you know. But help is hard to find, and
Yeah.
even though a guy thinks he's getting younger every day, he probably isn't, right?
In your mind, but your body doesn't
No.
respond to
Body
something.
doesn't agree with that one.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. You know, last year, you know, these cows are bred tight. You know, I think last year we calved 246 cows here, and
Yeah.
we start the last week of January. I think we had a couple odd ones before then, but from the 27th of January till the 1st of March, you know, off them 240 cows, we calved 220 of them.
Yeah.
So they're bred tight, and so.
At least you got a good spot to do it here.
Yeah.
We're sitting up in your perch looking over your calving barn, so
Yeah, yeah.
you got a nice little view here.
Yeah, it ain't like the old days where you slept in your coveralls for 6 weeks. Here you can walk into heated living quarters and watch TV between checks. And
Yeah.
So it's, hell, I call it, when we first built the barn, you'd get done with calving, you'd be drained and shot. And the first year I come out here and I thought I'd just come home from the holiday, and it was,
Yeah.
How many years
Stress.
has it been?
no, we built the barn in 14, I think, yeah.
This is your 5th year in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Before that, we just had the old dairy barn, and the room was how big that was heated?
So 10 by 12, 15.
Yeah, it was room enough for a couch
16,
and
10 by 16.
a chair and a couch,
And a fridge and
and a little fridge, a mini fridge.
Yeah, 'cause now you got a fridge and a stove and
Yeah, we got a
everything.
kitchen, yeah.
it's
Kitchen,
pretty
everything.
nice.
Makes it handy to feed everybody.
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty impressive.
yeah. It's always works that way. When everything you get set up, then it's time to quit.
Yeah.
A guy could have something like this when he started it, you know. But nobody, you can't afford it then, you can't afford it now, so
No.
but it sure made things a lot easier, and so but we'll have a few cows around. I mean, we're not going to get rid of them all.
No, you can't take the cowboy out of you now.
No.
And Cody's got his cows.
Yeah, but we got some embryos in the tank.
Yeah.
We can get back in it, but right now it's time to start over. Get them, offer them out, and instead of keeping some and selling some, we're going to sell them all, offer them all.
Yeah.
And let people decide what they're worth, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's, it's like I said, it's a good set of cows.
If anybody comes and sees them, they'll see how good they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're.
Yeah.
I was impressed. They were those heifers we sorted yesterday were. Besides being not the best, I mean, they were just being kind of weird and trying to sort them, but they were good to look at.
Yeah, that's 20 years right there, and they're an impressive set of heifers.
Yeah, they're pretty uniform. And
Yeah. They were amazing.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
So it'll be a hard day.
Oh, I'm sure. I wish I could be here. I won't be able to make it, but
Yeah.
I'll try to watch it for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a pretty good note, guys. I want to say thank you very much for allowing my family and me to come here, and glad I was able to. I hope I didn't burden you too much with my help.
No, it was great having you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your help.
Yeah.
And your wife's help cooking, and it's fun having you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. But I'm excited to keep moving. But I mean, I'm glad this was my first stop on this trip.
Oh, was it your first?
No.
On this trip, yeah. So it was.
Well, it'll be a deal. It'll be just it's one thing I told you. It's the people you meet.
Yeah, everybody's kind of in it for the same reason, I think.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a living, but I mean, it's more than that. It's sure not the easiest way to do it, but.
No.
No, the friends you made.
Yeah, and the way we raised our boys, they're all in the ag business. None of them Cody's got the cows with us, but Bo is in farming and Kirby works for an ag company, and I think it's a lot because how they were raised on the farm. None of them wanted to run away and go to the city or anything. So
Yeah.
they're all kind of country boys. Made it nice for me raising the kids, doing what we did.
Yeah.
They were usually with me and with us.
Yeah.
Our vacations was camping in the pastures.
Yeah.
I got many pictures of
Yeah.
just
Well,
set up tent and a
right,
bonfire, and we'd
Yeah.
check the cows, and we had a stock tank at the Syrie pasture, and they would swim in the stock tank while him and I would check the cows. The three boys would.
24-foot, 32-foot bin ring we poured for the stock tank up there. So
Then they had goldfish in there from the fair they'd put in there and watch
Oh wow,
them.
that's cool.
Yeah, that was their swimming pool, and
Something I never forgot.
our vacations were camping in the pastures in a tent.
Well, then the first year we ever went to Montana, when we went out to glaciers, Red Angus there, and we got to see Yellowstone, we got to see Polson, Montana,
Flathead Lake, the kids walked in there, and that was a great trip.
Hell, if it wouldn't have been for cows, we'd have probably never seen nothing.
No, most of our vacations entail delivering bulls or delivering
You gotta
heifers
be able to write it
or
off.
going,
Yeah.
or going to look at somebody's cattle.
Yep.
The boys didn't always appreciate that probably in their teenage years, but
Yeah.
Yeah. As a teenager for you.
as a
Yeah,
teenager,
yeah,
Red says, I would say, yeah.
But yeah, it's been a good ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to do something that, it sure would have been easier not to have a Minnesota address, for what we did.
Right.
But we
That's
got,
so true.
I think we did a pretty good job of getting known.
Yeah.
Because the choring and stuff, we got to know all the people in the Red Angus, most of them live in warmer climates
Yeah.
where winter entails rolling out some hay and throwing hay out, and we're like, we just fight the weather from
Yeah. That's the tough.
November 1st till till they go on grass in May, it's
Yeah.
battling frozen waters and making sure everything's working right. And
Yeah.
Does
It
Key West
makes
have
it
a
more
cow
chal-
herd yet, or you need to start
Well, me and Gilchrist, the auctioneer,
auctioneer and
there,
our friends.
they were down there with us,
Yeah.
and
that was
we
their
did
goal.
talk to people, ask if we could have a Red Angus sale there,
that? Yeah,
even if it's one head. We were gonna, so
yeah.
I don't know. Hell, we might move this dispersion to Key West yet.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know.
If you met this Kyle Gilchrist, he's an auctioneer. Not only can he ramble with the auctioneering, he's just a comedian. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, he's quite a guy.
he keeps things pretty lighthearted and
Yeah.
So you got
interesting.
Gary the salesman here and him. I'm sure it's a hoot.
Yeah, them two together in Key West was quite interesting.
Yeah, we made an impression.
Yeah, that's
Put it
good.
that
I
way.
think they were the only two cowboys on the island.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
probably.
Pretty sure.
Well, you do got a heck of a set of cows here. I gotta
Oh.
say they're impressive.
Appreciate that.
I'm glad I stopped by and saw them. So it
Yeah,
was-
I'm glad you did too. It's
Yeah.
been fun. And
yeah, it was.
And you really
another
helped out.
start of a new friendship.
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure. I'm definitely gonna stay in touch.
Yeah.
Definitely for
Yeah.
sure. So
Yeah.
it's been great. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Have a good one.
And there you have it, folks. That's Gary and Val Jacobson. So I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you get a chance, go out and like this on Facebook, Instagram. Take a chance to share it. I really appreciate that. And it's also on YouTube now, so you can listen to it on YouTube. So have a good day, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.